This is Kenny's Guitar Tech Tips with me, Kenny Barnwell, professional touring guitar tech. I've teched for some big name artists and toured around the world, which means I've met a ton of people, been in a variety of situations, and made my fair share of mistakes. And I've learned a thing or two about how to adapt to the inconsistencies of the live show. I want to share with you another option, method, or trick that you can try out and see if it works for you. Today's tech tip for the month I want to talk about is record keeping. I didn't typically get into this guitar tech music business to do paperwork, but I got to tell you, it is necessary. I don't consistently do this as much as I feel like I should, but it is an excellent way to help you anticipate a lot of issues that you may have in the future with some upcoming gigs. The more you record of the history of a certain instrument, the more you can predict about what could happen when you go to certain places on the road. As you may know, cold weather can expand the strings and contract and potentially cause cracking on acoustics. Hot weather can make the glue bindings and things like that separate. So there's a lot of care involved, and also there's constant adjustments needing to be made to the instrument. So what I do is I record work performed on the guitar as well as other conditions. I have a booklet here that I keep in the top drawer of my work box that I record all this on. You can take a cheap spiral bound notebook, whatever, but like I said, the more you record, the better off you are for a variety of reasons. So I just listed out here some of the things that I keep up with. I keep up with like the weather of a certain area when I show up to do the work. I also keep up with the venue type, whether it be indoor, outdoor, arena, whatever. I show what guitar I'm doing the work to, what the action is when I first take it out of the case and check it before I restring, and I also record the work that I performed on it, whether it's just a restring, whether I actually adjust action, intonation, or any of those things. And then over time, what you're going to come up with is basically the history of the instrument and where it was. So you can kind of look back and see, you know, oh, when I was in humid weather at this specific venue, the action ended up being this, and I did restring that day, but I didn't have to adjust a truss rod or whatever. Or maybe you show up, you go across the Rocky Mountains into high altitude, and you found out that your neck relief was outrageous or back bowed or whatever, and so you can keep up with the history of your instrument, so where you can look at your future schedule and go, okay, we're going to the West Coast, or we're going to the East Coast, or up north or up south, and you can kind of prepare yourself to do certain type of applications on your instrument while you get to work that day, or you can do some preventative maintenance things. Record keeping is very, very important in the guitar tech world. Like I said, it's a cheap notebook. Just grab you a pen, and the more you do it, the better it is off on you. It's a little bit more work on the front end of things, but on the back end you gain immensely knowing the history of the instrument. And another thing that it helps with too is when you have your musician or your artist that you're working for come to you and say, hey, did you restring my guitar, last week at this venue, or when was the last time, or whatever. You have a definitive date for them that you've written down. If you did that, did you change the battery out in my acoustic? When was the last time? And the more history you keep up with, the more it'll help you in the long run. I'm Kenny, and that's the tech tip for the day.